Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more detailed videos. Welcome to this deep dive into one of the most explosive storylines unfolding in Port Charles. Today we explore the chilling possibility that Ronnie may not be who she claims to be, that the woman calling herself Veronica Ronnie Bard, posing as the long-lost sister of Monica Quartermaine, might in fact be part of a meticulously crafted con. A scheme aimed at grabbing the famed Quartermaine mansion and legacy for someone else's gain. Stay with us as we walk through the evidence, the hints, and what this could mean for the Q family. From the moment Ronnie arrived in town, the welcome mat seemed ready. She appeared with a disarming story. A sister reconnected, letters and memories long buried, a bond ready to flourish. The Quartermaines opened their arms. Yet one family member remained unconvinced. Tracy Quartermaine sensed something wasn't right. That sense of unease would prove prophetic. Let's rewind, start from her arrival. Ronnie shows up, saying she is Monica's sister, one separated by time, distance, perhaps foster care or adoption. A woman who spent years on the sidelines, only to find Monica in recent weeks. The story hits the right emotional beats. The family, especially Brooklyn and Edward's circle, rally. Here is a sister to cherish. Ronnie is warm, kind, generous, easy to like. But Tracy dug. Her instincts told her, this woman is hiding something. And that suspicion wasn't merely emotional. It was based on what didn't add up. Why had Monica never mentioned a sister in all those years? Why no in-person meeting until now? Why only letters, no phone calls, no photos, no verifiable proof? The gaps piled up. One fan on Reddit put it simply. Then came the will. Monica, in recent weeks, had amended her estate. Instead of the mansion passing to Michael Corinthos or the traditional heirs, it was directed toward Ronnie. That step raised every possible red flag. Why name a sister no one knew of? Why give her virtually everything? Why now? By the time Monica passed, the paperwork was locked. Ronnie was officially the heir to the mansion, and the Quartermaine family stunned. Here's where the scam theory accelerates. If Ronnie is an imposter, this wasn't about coincidence. Someone in the shadows may have helped orchestrate every detail. The letters, the identity, the will change. The scheme. Activate the phantom sister, have her claim the estate, freeze out the real heirs, and walk away rich. Sources point toward a few likely players. One is Drew Kane. Another is Martin Gray. Both have access, motive, and the skills to manipulate documents, correspondence, and handwritten wills. Rumors suggest Drew may have intercepted Monica's outgoing mail, drafted replies in her name, and kept Ronnie isolated and unverified. Meanwhile, Tracy's investigation continues. She tasks Brooklyn to dig. The file on Ronnie? Clean. No criminal record, no obvious connection to Monica's past, no travel history linking them. But the clean record might be part of the scam. A perfect no-ties background means less risk of discovery. This is how an imposter hides. No trail means no alarm. Then, at a tenuous tea party hosted by Brooklyn at the mansion, Ronnie balks. Her hesitation? Subtle but telling. She doesn't mingle. She doesn't offer up details. She behaves like someone who's performing, not belonging. Meanwhile, Tracy confronts Ronnie and Brooklyn directly, stating, that woman is hiding something. The tables turn. Ronnie loses control, screaming "Get out" at Tracy. The meltdown suggests the facade is cracking. Let's pause and review the signs of a classic imposter plot. A sudden out-of-nowhere familial claim. No prior contact. No verifiable history. Just letters. Now apply all that to Ronnie's case. She fits many of those criteria. Add an architect, add a target, add a family blindsided. The story begins to read like a scam built for maximum payoff. What are the motives? For the Quartermaine mansion, for the legacy of Monica, it's gold. The property is iconic. The name carries weight. Whoever controls the estate wields power, access, and money. If someone wanted to squeeze Tracy out, derail Brooklyn, remove Michael's inheritance, controlling the will gives them leverage. But why use an imposter sister rather than simply bribe a family member? Because an imposter is free from past baggage. She can arrive clean, claim innocence, gain trust, then the legacy shift happens. The real family won't suspect because, hey, it's your sister. How could you be suspicious? That's the cleverness of the scheme. Let's talk about the possible key players. Drew Kane. He has resentment, has been shut out of the will, has motive. He's familiar with the mansion, family history, and Monte Cal inner workings. Martin Gray also has access, perhaps legal skills. Either could orchestrate a fake identity for Ronnie, intercept letters, craft a forged will, stage meetings. We don't yet have concrete evidence, but patterns suggest their involvement. Meanwhile, Ronnie's own behavior becomes crucial. Is she unwitting or complicit? That remains to be seen. Consider this. Is Ronnie truly bewildered by the inheritance, or is she playing the part perfectly? If she's innocent, she's been manipulated deeply, kept in the dark, told what to say, when to appear. If she's complicit, she's the face of the scheme and risks everything. Until we see her reaction when accusations fly, we cannot know. But the signs lean toward more orchestration than genuine family reunion. Another factor: the missing phone calls, missing get-togethers, missing proof. Monica and Ronnie reportedly wrote letters, yet fans note the absence of phone calls, of video chats, of any tangible connections. For one of the most public families in Port Charles, that's odd. One article pointed out, Monica never disclosed the sister, never brought her to the hospital, never mentioned her in conversations. If you're gaining the entire Quartermain legacy, you'd build your case beyond letters. And then the will itself, the speed of change. Monica amends her will in favor of Ronnie, bypassing traditional heirs, bypassing the rest of the family. That change raises the question, was Monica fully aware of what she was signing? Or was the will amended under duress, deception, or false forward to what could happen? First, the confrontation. Tracy will not remain silent. She'll bring suspicion forward, demand proof. She'll likely examine the will, perhaps trigger a legal challenge, invoking forgery, lack of signature, documents not witnessed properly. FBI or at least Port Charles law will come into play. The Quartermain family will mobilize. Brooke Lynn, Michael, Edward Circle. They'll question Ronnie's identity. They might subpoena records, DNA, birth certificates. Someone will dig into the foster care records, childhood history, adoption files. If they find nothing matching Ronnie's story, she's exposed as a fraud. Second, the reaction from Ronnie. If she's innocent, she'll react with shock, confusion, hurt. If complicit, she'll lash out, flee, perhaps confess when cornered, or try to cover up. The meltdown we've glimpsed suggests tension is building. Her scream of "get out" to Tracy is more than emotional, it's defensive. When a con loses control, it snaps. Third, the fallout on the family. If the conspiracy succeeds temporarily, the new heir takes over the mansion. Possession tends to follow paperwork. But once the fraud is uncovered, all will be reversed. Estates can be reclaimed. Lawsuits can bury the perpetrators. The scandal will damage reputations. For Monica's legacy, the stain of manipulation will overshadow the goodwill she built. For the Quartermain brand, this is huge. Fourth, the bigger scheme. Could this be more than Ronnie? Could she be one piece in a larger plan to dethrone the Quartermains? Could another figure use the mansion as stepping stone to other assets, to control the power in Port Charles? Think about how soap plotting works. One scam reveals deeper layers. The mansion might be the surface. The real target might be a family trust, corporate holdings, medical center shares, or even mob ties. Whatever the final payoff, it's likely more than bricks and mortar. Stepping back, why is this storyline resonating? Because it touches on trust, identity, legacy, and the fear of being betrayed in your own home. The family that built Port Charles, the Quartermains, are being threatened from within. A sister returns only to wreak havoc. The very heart of the family becomes the battlefield. It's classic soap, high stakes, emotional vulnerability. It invites the audience to question, who do you trust? And how well do you really know your own? Let's also consider possible red herrings. Maybe Ronnie is genuine. Maybe she is Monica's sister, but someone exploited her sincerity. Maybe Drew or Martin manipulated both Ronnie and Monica without either fully understanding the real ends. In that scenario, Ronnie is a victim too, not the villain. That would add complexity. It means the story isn't just about an imposter, but about exploitation, betrayal, and the dark underbelly of trust. Soap writers often use such misdirection. So while the imposter slugline is catchy, the truth could be layered. It's also possible that Ronnie knows parts of the truth but not others. Maybe she knows she's acting as sister, but not how deep the scheme goes. Maybe she's being blackmailed. Maybe she's in debt. Maybe she owes someone big. In soaps, the reluctant conspirator is a rich trope. That would allow her to flip later, become sympathetic, and help the Quartermaines bring down the true mastermind. Of course, the writers may extend the drama, allow Ronnie to stay on as redeemed character, or spin off into another storyline. But at its core, the sister scam sets the stage for betrayal, inheritance warfare, and identity crisis. Let's talk about emotional impact. For Monica, the thought that she welcomed her sister home only to be manipulated is heartbreaking. For Tracy, the fear of being played yet again becomes real. For the other family members, the safe world of Quartermaine stability flips. For viewers, it's compelling. The sense that anyone can be fake, that family isn't always what it seems. This arc pushes characters to question their histories, their loyalties, and their legacies. There's also the meta-commentary. Many viewers on forums say it strains credibility that Monica never mentioned a sister before. That's part of it. The writers harness everyday suspicion to reflect real-world scams. Someone appears out of nowhere, claims your trust, then disappears with your inheritance. It's storytelling that mirrors reality. For that reason, the storyline connects. Let's imagine the scene when everything breaks loose. Ronnie gathers in the Quartermaine mansion, confronted by Tracy, Brooklyn, maybe Michael and Edward. Documents are laid out. The will is waved in the air. The family looks at Ronnie and says, "Where's your proof? Why are you here? Why now?" Ronnie's face shifts. Sweat gathers. She attempts to defend. "Mom told me. I've got the letters, she wanted me here." But then Brooklyn holds up correspondences that don't match Monica's handwriting. The will's signing date mismatches hospital records. Drew's car is seen near the letter drop box when Ronnie claims she sent it. Suddenly the tide turns. A scream. Ronnie flees. The family watches her go. Silence reigns. Then the legal battle begins. From the vantage of storytelling, the mansion becomes more than a building. It's a symbol. A symbol of legacy, connection, wealth, family ties. For Ronnie to gain it is to hijack the Quartermaine identity. That is the deeper theft. So what's really at stake isn't just brick and mortar. It's history, memory, love, the idea of what family means. When someone steals that, the damage is intangible. Now let's consider alternate outcomes. Perhaps the scheme gets uncovered before full damage is done. Maybe Tracy swings in, legal team mobilized, documents traced, Drew gets arrested, and Ronnie is revealed to be a pawn. That allows a redemption arc. She could stay in town, help make things right, become a true part of the family. That would satisfy emotional payoff and grant closure. Or the opposite. Ronnie disappears. The mansion falls into limbo. New adversaries emerge. The legacy is fractured. The show could go darker. Given soap traditions, the writers might leave the door open for Ronnie's return, redemption, or revenge. For the Quartermaines, the aftermath matters. They must rebuild trust. They must question how something like this happened. They'll likely audit everything. Wills, trusts, letters. They'll likely secure the mansion differently, perhaps include safeguards. They'll ask, who else might strike? Because if one imposter slipped in, others could too. The storyline may pave the way for another era of Quartermaine vulnerability. Ronnie's claim is highly suspicious. Sudden appearance, no prior contact, major inheritance. And so we watch. Will the Quartermaines regain the mansion? Will Ronnie be exposed or vindicated? Will the mastermind pay the price? The tension builds every episode. If you're following this storyline on General Hospital, keep a close eye on those key scenes. Confrontations between Ronnie and Tracy, document exchanges, lawyer discussions, and any phone or mail sequences. Those will likely hold the clues. Also watch for character behavior changes. A nervous glance, a hesitant answer, a furious outburst. The foreshadowing is there. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel for all of your updates.